on a transmission from UK, where we report all our daily activities, our news, and many other engagements in terms of our discussion in regard to self-determination. Mo máa ń kí wa pé a máa tún káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí Koikimedia. This is where the discussion about Yòrùbá nation is being held frequently. Many people still believe that Nigeria will get a better place for us. Not me, not Babakitoye, not Igbowo, not millions and millions of Yoruba people that have now agreed that Nigeria is no longer visibly working. And it will be in the interest of everybody to allow Nigeria to fold up. But we have many Yoruba people who disagree that Nigeria should still exist because there is still something that we can do to transform Nigeria. I don't know how they want to do that. I don't know how they plan to do that. But the international community that are enjoying Nigeria would never want a country that works for me and you. So rather than us trying to fix Nigeria, we should all ask for Kibubuakalosi, what it used to be before Nigeria. But it's surprising to me that millions of Yoruba people, Tobanikolo vote Lola, they will go out and they will think that their vote will count. Then when their vote doesn't count, they will come on the social media and be screaming their head out. Many people have not been able to give us what happened if the North takes the power back. What would happen eventually? See power back by the side of our Hausa. Do you think that the Yoruba people, the Igbos, the Hausas have been marginalized? They have no say anymore in Nigeria. Do you think that the North will give the power back again after it has gone round the cycle? We know that the Igbos will now be given the opportunity to rule Nigeria anyway. Thank you so much, those of you that have joined us and those that will join us along the program as well. As we say here on this platform, I say good morning. Okay, I wish you could go back to this streaming. This TikTok version get more disadvantage. I am sure you know. Good morning. Well, we'll look into it. I'm always having problem with the TikTok. That's the reason why we left TikTok. But if the public opinion says that we should go to TikTok, we will look into it. But for now, we can only manage what we have. As I say all the time, good morning. Good morning to all the Koikimedia friends and family around the world. I think it's a little bit warm, so maybe I should just remove this my house coat and just probably hang it here a little bit so that yeah, it's better that way, is it? Well, Mr. Flab, I will look into the TikTok. There is no problem going back. Good morning to all our viewers around the world. Happy Sunday, Mr. Omolola Dene Yadeyemi. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to Babakitoye. Eminent D12, good morning. We have so many other people that are not Yorubas, so we have to speak English sometime, but this is the Yoruba platform and it has its own beautiful language. Abamikunle Shita, good morning and shout out to you. Already I have 2 YouTube channels. I have 2 Instagram, and I have multiple Facebook, and we are also live on the Twitter, which used to be known as X now. Mr. Falana Muyewa Mukisa Ekaro Shilafia Ko Mukibubuleo. As we say all the time on this platform, we are not fighting the federal government. We are not military dictator that wants to take over the government. All we are asking for is our right, our inalienable right to self-determination under the father, under our leader, Professor Adebanji Akitoye, the leader of the Yòrùbá self-determination, and under as many other leaders that we follow and we wait for their instructions. Anything that cannot wait for those instructions to set up your own movement and say maybe somebody will follow you. Under Dr. Loyegbowo and many other mothers that are running the affairs of this movement. This movement remains one of the most peaceful campaigns that have ever occurred in the history of people asking for their right to independent country. Shout out to all the Biafrans. Shout out to the people that are also still want to remain in Nigeria, but Nigeria will never allow you to reach your full destination as human being if you believe in one Nigeria. Nigeria will continue to hold you back. Nigeria will continue to affect us. Whether our Anita Atenituwa Ninule, you are likely to be affected by Nigeria because the whole system and the structure, Mukia Abdullahi Omobolaji, it is a gimmick and it is a fraud. It was never designed to support the citizen. It was a country that was prepared by the British in the 1914 after the slave trade to suppress, to subjugate the real owners of the land, Amoto Nile. But Omo Yoruba Leni, you want to save and protect what the British colonizer that created havoc. They killed people, they maimed people, they took us as slaves for over thousands of years out of our own beautiful, lovely continent and took us to different parts of the world as used to build their own system that is working today. Most of the London Underground was built by slave trade, by people that they brought in. They are still paying some people. Àwọn kan ṣì ń gbowó ẹrú tẹ́ bá mọ̀. Àwọn ìdílé kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n ṣì ń sanwó ẹrú fún wọn because they don't want that to go. So the government are paying them because they were told to stop the slave trade. So ó máa ń yà mí lẹ́nu tọ́mọ Yorùbá bá wá ń tó ń jàǹpátá lórí Nàìjíríà. Even the slave trade alone should make you as much as saying no, affair, what the British created. To Bangbila abroad and you are supporting Nigeria, you are one of those that are giving the false impression that Nigeria will still be a great country. There's nothing wrong with our land. There's nothing wrong with the territory. We own that. But the world coined Nigeria, Nigeria. That is why they can change the national anthem back to what the British created. British Lofuyini national anthem, that new anthem, All Hail D or whatever that nonsense is. It is the British that wrote it, one of their own. So if you don't know what we're talking about, go and watch Bigger Than Africa if you have Netflix. So anytime in Nigeria, don't say Yoruba nation will answer no problem. At least our one in the UK, limiting best or Benny. Our parent may future logic baby jade. Ti parent it about future yen Nigeria on that only blame me now. So ma matara pe tore mi jade mo sọ̀rọ̀. O wa nfi yen ara wa nta pe kí ló ń ṣe arákùnrin. Torí wọ́n rí future ni. Mom see me pé kò sí future nínú Nigeria. Ó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé it's a waste of time. Mo kí ẹ Lanre Lamina. Àbúrò mo yẹ nísìn. So my mom saw that there was no future in Nigeria and it was going to be a waste of time. to keep me and the rest of his children inside Nigeria. So she decided to japa. In the 21st century. My mom to japa ní 1990s century because that was in 21st century. So mom to me, mama to be me. I was with my mom yesterday, you know, with my children. We spent a few hours with her. Because mama kà fún ẹ díẹ̀. Mom sí mi mọ̀ pé tí bá wà ní Nigeria, tí bá sick, no government support. Tí bá fẹ́ lọ sí school, no government support, no government welfare, no security, no good education. Ẹ bá mi máa name ẹ̀. Kí lẹ rò pé mom sí mi ṣe sá kúrò ní Nigeria? Ẹ̀yin máa kọ sínú comment section. Kí lẹ̀yin ṣe rò pé mom sí mi sá kúrò ní Nigeria? Tó bá ṣiṣẹ́, imagine if my mom has worked. Mom sí mi sọ fún mi pé pension wọn automatic ló máa ń wọnú account wọn. Wọ́n ní láti lọ lobby. Wọ́n ní láti sọ pé ọmọ mi bá mi lọ sí local government lóṣòdì. Kó bá mi lọ béèrè pé kí ló dé tí wọ́n ti san pension mi. Mom sí mi ò ní láti ṣe máa lọ sí iwájú Sanwó-Olú pẹ̀lú placard. Ẹ sanwó wa o, ẹ ti sanwó wa o, ẹ san pension wa o. Mom sí mi ò ní láti ṣe yẹn. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yẹ nísìn. Gbogbo oògùn tán fún mom sí mi, ọmọ tí wọ́n bá ti dàgbà, ara máa dàgbà kọ́lọ́n túbọ̀ lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀mí gbogbo àwọn màmá wa. Bí parent tiẹ̀ náà ṣe dàgbà sí ẹ lọ́wọ́ tó ń wá owó oògùn tó máa fún wọn. Saheed Ọlálékan mo kí ẹ dáadáa káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Wọ́n ní road network, ẹ wo gbogbo Sango, Lagos, Ìbàdàn. Mom sí mi ò fẹ́ máa wà nínú ibi tí wọ́n máa wà fẹ́ wọ dánfó. Tí dánfó máa ní ìyá ìkó gbálẹ̀ tó máa disrespect wọn. Mom sí mi nísìn ó ní freedom pass. Ọmọ tó ń pè ní freedom pass. Emergency services. Ẹ máa bá ń kọ reason tí mom sí mi ṣe sá kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. Ẹ bá mi máa kọ sínú section nínú comment section. Nítorí pé mom sí mi nísìn wọ́n fún wọn ní ìtàn pè ní bus pass. Ìtàn kan máa ṣe ni pé tílẹ̀ bá ti mọ́ tó bá ti múra tó fi jáde akọ sọ̀kalẹ̀. Peter Sunday, thank you so much. My mom will just come out of the house. She will stay at the bus stop. She will just kí n sọ pé ó wà o. Wọ́n ní máa sọ kí ìyá mi Adédoyin Olúwa ṣàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa. Mom sí mi ò ní máa sọ pé dánfó dúró fún mi jọ dúró fún mi. No. A máa náwó ni. When you get to the bus stop in this country, you don't have to shout. You just put your hand. The bus will stop. Mom sí mi àwa wọlé àgbàlagbà ni driver gbọ́dọ̀ make sure pé ìyá yẹn jókòó kó tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí drive. Because tó bá lọ drive tí mom sí mi bá lọ ṣubú a máa gba kíni a máa gba owó lọ́wọ́ TFL. Wọ́n ti san gbèsè nìyẹn. So mom sí mi àwa wọlé tó bá ti wọnú bus wọ́n wá fi freedom pass wọn wá kọ́ lẹ́mọ́ ni tán. A ti mọ̀ pé àgbàlagbà lélẹ̀. A ti mọ̀ pé lè ti ṣiṣẹ́ ní UK. Ó ti serve. My mom retired at the House of Lords, which is equivalent to your parliament in Senate. So, Mom sí mi bá ti, thank you so much, Dami GFM, no going back. So, Mom sí mi ò ní máa sọ pé kẹ́tù ó wà o, no. Ó máa ń tẹ bọ́zà ni, àkọ́ tẹ bọ́zà yẹn, tán. Driver yẹn ti mọ̀ pé ó gbọ́dọ̀ dúró, kò gbọ́dọ̀ gbé Mom sí mi kọjá the next bus stop, torí àgbàlagbà ni kò ní lè rìn padà. Mọ̀ pé tágbàlagbà bá ti dàgbà ẹsẹ̀ gbogbo òtútù tó ti mú wọn nínú ìlú yìí láti dá 30 years. Now nígbà táwọn wá dé tí mom sí mi dé ní 90s yẹn ó ti rántí pé mom sí mi ti ń travel kó tó bí èmi. Before I was born my mom has been traveling. I think our first trip to UK was 1976. I have to ask her again. She has been to 23 countries around the globe, including China, Yugoslavia, kí Yugoslavia tó pín, mom sí mi ti débẹ̀. Italy, Hong Kong, mom sí mi ti débẹ̀. India, it used to be Bombay ló máa ń pè, mom sí mi ti débẹ̀. So Turkey, àwọn yẹn. So wá rí àwọn àgbàlagbà tó ń bẹ ní Nàìjíríà lénìí nísìnyẹn. They are meant to be well taken care of. Look at all our Akanda, the program we had with them yesterday. If you have physical challenge, ọmọ olówó ni ẹni ní UK, You have one kind of physical, it doesn't matter whether it's your eyes, whether it's your leg that is tiptoe, it doesn't matter whatever physical challenge. The government makes sure that you don't have to go and be begging on the social media. Have you ever seen a British citizen that has physical challenge coming on the social media and say, please support me, please my child, please my daughter? This is what Nigeria has done for your life and my life, because it doesn't matter. So all these that I'm talking about, you will not, with your parents in the current Nigeria, whether na Tinubu, whether na Peter Obi, whether na Tiku, whether na you, whether na Showore, you will not get this kind of welfare system in that crazy shit old country you know they call Nigeria. Nigeria, ti gbogbo wa ni, kó má gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́, torí kò sí ibòmíràn tí a lè. All that song, na fraud. Now only Sonny Ade they enjoy. Now only Onyekanwenu they enjoy. You. Now go to the hospital. After you don't do jiggy jiggy, your wife don't get belle. Go to the hospital and say you don't have money, and your wife must be treated. You go yeah, Idris, good morning. Omobalaji Abdullah say there are plenty in the zoo government not taken care of anymore. We now have beggars, Yòrùbá beggars. They are specialized. They are specialists. They have different ways of begging. There are some that doesn't have access to internet, like you, where you do every day. I need 2,000. You get 2,000 from me here. You go to another person, 3,000, 1,000, 10,000. By the time you put it together, at least you will survive for 1 week. That is why United Nations has now compared Nigeria with Somalia, because you are now with like Somalia in terms of hunger, and you say there is no war. You are already at war. Already. You are already inside a war zone because you cannot eat 3 square meals. Look, I just had my first tea, tea bag. Oshiwane. You know what Nigeria did to us? It created a system that will make sure that our life will continue to be suppressed, subjugation, subdue. We now they shout self-determination. Some people will say, shut up, come back home. Hey, that come back home, stop it, okay? Remember that my mom japa in 1990. Calculate how many years ago. Mokinyi, Mr. Wasiu Taiwo. Calculate how many years ago that my mom don't japa, that you are now telling me, come back home. Mokinyi Babami Ola Oluwa Owoyemi, Mr. Akim Oluwadamilare, Moki Babami Oyekami Julius Fakbonda. Good morning. Attention. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, forílẹ̀ ibi wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàlérí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bàtí bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ ká máa lépa, tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ, ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Sórí ògo yẹn ò lè rí nínú Nàìjíríà o. What God cannot do does not exist. Dr. Tonwani Cyprus, I just saw the breaking news, they found a body. At least they will now start finding out what led to his death. You might not know the story because you are not here. There was a doctor that got missing somewhere in Cyprus for the last couple of days. The breaking news just popped up now. They found the body. Baba mi Oyeronke Olaniyan, shaking Jowole. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. It is the month of June. Zoo can go down, but Yoruba people are the one holding it back. Oh, you love the song. Oh, should I sing it again? But you'll have to pay me for that. Mr. Dash Mayor, good morning. I am not fighting anybody. Mo kí àwọn Koikimedia. Ìkan náà àwọn tíìmù wa kan, ó rìnrìn àjò kékeré kan. I'm sure pé nísìnyí a máa sọ pé, ọ̀gá, intention yẹn tó tọ́ ni o. I don't need to tell you where or what part of the world he is. But ìkan náà àwọn Koikimedia team, Ọlọ́run bá ń kẹ́, ó ti rìnrìn àjò kékeré kan. Òun náà ti experience gbogbo tí Koiki máa ń sọ. Because if you cannot understand, it's because you are still being subdued. Mo wo Omeyo àti brother wa níjẹ̀bú lánàá, Ọlá Ṣéwù, wọ́n gba table tennis. Very beautiful weather. Tó bá ṣe tán bẹ́yẹn, ó yẹ kó wọnú ilé, kẹ́ condition máa ṣí sí wọn lórí. Bó kò sí náà, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sanwó náà gan wọn fún yín ní náà, àbọ̀ fún yín ní náà. Una get light. Una get light. You better go and get Somali visa according to Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu. Ẹ máa ń pè kí ni Koiki jẹ láàárọ̀ yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ó máa ń wá bẹ̀ lẹ́ǹkankan. Peter George, good morning, sir. Ó ní orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá kò ní bàjẹ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Mo ní mom sí mi sẹ́ every week, money dey bounce into my mom's account. You know the kind of money? Pension. They call it pension money. Kaka. No begging, no lobby, nobody to go and dobale fún. Councillor go dobale fún governor. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn bá wa. Do you understand? One of my team, just left Nigeria and he has been telling me, oh, somebody say, what about the healthcare? The main joker, please don't even go there. Healthcare, even Akeredolu, I'll say God bless him, his soul. Because the person who don't die, feel they abuse them anymore. When Akeredolu was sick, they couldn't go to Ondo General Hospital. They took him straight. Go and ask one of my mother here. I call her Yami Comfort Ologunja. Those are the ones working in the healthcare sector, making sure that NHS continue to function. Not that there's no problem here, because the doctors are going on strike, the junior doctors very soon. But healthcare in Nigeria, healthcare in Nigeria, healthcare in Nigeria, the rich make the. You saw Dino Malaye in Dubai doing his blood test, doing his GP, BP, everything. For 63 years, no stable electricity to make your hospital to function. But when Prince Harry was coming to Nigeria, they went to paint the room. They put new bed sheet. I'm sure all the bed sheet now, they don't remove them back. Governor Dapo Abiodun hired vehicle, brand it as police vehicle. When Egbetodun, a Yoruba man, hey, my Inspector General of Police, I salute you. I salute you, sir. When he was coming to Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, one of those criminals, all these politicians. Yeah, I have 2 channels. We have a backup and we have the main channel. Make sure you subscribe. When they were coming, he branded everything. Hey, police, look at the vehicle. As soon as the police officer is gone, the IGP, he returned all the vehicle back to their owners. Nigeria is a criminal country. You see, somebody said he has been told to come back for more consultation, for another whatever. Everybody has something that we are treating as human beings. It doesn't matter whether you are old, you are young, because the body sometimes it needs some kind of treatment. Yes, prayer is good for treatment, but go and do MRI scan. Go to the hospital first before you go to the pastor or your imam. Nigeria is a zoo. Some people don't like it when we say Nigeria is a zoo. Nigeria is a zoo. Mokia easy. Shout out to all the Koikimedia teams. Shout out to all the Yoruba people, the Biafra, the Hausa. Until you leave that shit hole, Ogumola Abiodun, my brother, Monica Reserve will mix for the afternoon broadcast. This one I just, I like fresh air. I dey talk to the trees. Good morning. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn ayé, mo júbà. Ẹ jẹ́ kó máa jú wa ṣe. Ẹ support wa. What God cannot do does not exist. Pàtẹ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ò kọ́rọ́ rẹ̀ lè dayọ̀. Ó ṣeun Olúwa mà ṣeun o. Ó ṣeun Olúwa mà ṣeun o. My wife this morning say, "Wetin I chop?" I say, they say the month of June you should be happy. Pàtẹ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ò kọ́rọ́ rẹ̀ lè dayọ̀. But you need to have good hospital, okay? Don't just pàtẹ́wọ́. You need quality education. You need good road network. Hey, Yami mo dúpẹ́ Adégún àmókè ẹ. Ó ṣe o Olúwa mà ṣeun o. Ó ṣe o Olú. No, you need to make sure that your parents are being paid pension. The church is not the one to pay pension. Ó ṣe o Olúwa mà ṣeun. No, you need good welfare system. The church is not meant to be giving. The church is just there for your spiritual well-being. We have converted all our church to where everything can come in there. Omobolaji said, Baba don't chop burger this morning. Oh, they try. Now burger I chopped 2 days ago. Kini mojelano. I think my mom gave me something nice. Should I tell you? Nice Mercedes, comfortable. I take picture. It's on rental. You see, big boy in London. Big boy in London. That is the system we want for Nigeria. A system where you can have good credit, and you can go and get nice mobile phone. Not this Bomole lantern. Shit old country. For 63 years, we are still here debating about basic things of life that we should have forgotten, and we should be thinking about how to send Omobolaji to go and join them at the NASA space shuttle. Go and see what Elon Musk is doing. He's saying by 2025, no, 2030, he wants to start moving people from this earth, and then we take them up and go and be living up there. People are living up there. We are still here. We cannot develop Shingbai. Shingbai pencil. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and some of them crayon. 7 different pencil. The country for 63 years cannot provide you pencil. Ìyá mi Adiat ní gbogbo ajá. Àwọn ìyá Ìgbòho nìyẹn. These are our mothers. The mothers are used to have millions in their account to do business, buying, selling, operation, ẹni tó ń ta mọ́ínmọ́ín, ẹni tó ń ta provision, ẹni tó ń ta góòlù. They've destroyed every goddamn thing. Omobolaji said, I'm coming to UK soon. I'm waiting for you. If you are waiting for Nigeria to work under Tinubu, Jagaban, Tinubu, Jagaban, Èmi ló kàn. It deceived everybody. Continue to live in denial. Everybody go shop breakfast. Now everybody go shop breakfast. Cherry or nobody should be discussing about any goddamn election again in that shit old country called Nigeria. But Yoruba people now, some people are just waiting for their allocation. As the election is coming, they want to take this, they want to take that. Lynette Campbell said, where are you from? We are from Nigeria, but the Yoruba people inside Nigeria, in the southwest part of Nigeria. But presently, I live in UK. So as I talk all the time, some of you think that we are against Bola Tinubu. Hey, I am just happy that the British company called Nigeria will come to an end. And inshallah, it is coming to an end. It is the last empire. Olakunle Utilate. The program started some 30 minutes ago. And class, I was reading some comments yesterday, people that arrive in UK and America. Somebody said, I think people that came to do their masters. When they said that they were going for cigarette break, 10-minute cigarette break. Say, what? 10-minute cigarette break? One of them, normally greet the lecturer by bowing. Then after a while, the lecturer too was bowing for him. You don't bow for lecturer here. No. Sherry, the living in abroad is another training, is another lesson, is another thing that you will be asking yourself, why have we not got it right? When I go to my bus stop now to get the bus, I don't need to shout. I just stop, enter, and then, civilize people. Van ton lo anything, electric in it. I want to mount a bread, wall button. You see the electric vehicle, you see the green next to it. You will drink that your crude oil. But we are going on. But how do we go on forces? Agbodo koko invest in this movement. You must invest. Mongbo. I love to go once in a blue moon and just go and see what he's saying. Jagba, jogbo, jogbo. Kò yé wọn mọ́. Àwọn dry nation. Confused.com. There's a website in this country they call confused.com. Òun làwọn ìjìnlẹ̀ maggot. Ìjìnlẹ̀ wèrè. Bomb bastard. Orí ẹ̀, wọ́n ti forí ẹ̀ wọ́n ti fi pò kọ́ mu. Mo rí tó jókòó báyìí. Ẹ máa ṣe sùúrù ni o. A máa ṣe sùúrù. Ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀ sùúrù. Jagba, jagba, jogbo, jogbo. Let me read some of the comment that is coming because OLAYOMI KOIKI. Nigeria was already on the right track before the Fulani government spoiled it. Look, British doesn't want it to work. That is why they knew that you saying is on the right track. It was all part of the fraud. So, where am I from? I'm from Nigeria, but presently in UK, a Yòrùbá nationalist. Maggot. You can see it all over his face. They don't know what to say anymore. They are praying every day. They are doing 24 hours program. Ìjìnlẹ̀ ti kọ́ àwọn kan mọ́ra. Àwọn bàbá tó níṣẹ́, àwọn ìyá tó níṣẹ́, àwọn ọ̀jọ́rọ̀ Elizabeth. Ó ti kọ́ gbogbo mọ́ra. Green for God. Gbogbo wọn sọ jagba. Ẹ ti gba country. Stop talking about any other thing. Start functioning as a country. That is what we need to see. Stop talking about other products or problems in Nigeria. You have a country. Start operating. Hey, Bishop Adeshina. Hey, my bishop. Ijile is now a preacher. Confused.com. What if for Ijile? What if Muko? Orie ati wale ali. I mean, ategbo pe Jile Turkey lower. You can't. I mean, Turkey. Cherry Turkey. I will give you the inside of Turkey. Is another day. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mo ní parọ́. Tí bá sọ̀rọ̀ ibi tí Ìjìnlẹ̀ wà yẹn màá sọ díẹ̀ nípa Turkey fún yín. But ẹ fún mi ní maybe another 3-4 months. With proof. Ele on ṣeré o. Ẹ mọ̀ pé Koiki ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ kó mú kankan ṣe. Turkey wo. Kò sí kankan tó ń ṣe níbẹ̀. They are not doing anything in Turkey. Confirm le gbẹ́rọ́ ni mi yẹn. But ẹ jẹ́ kí n dé mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mo ní sọ̀rọ̀. Abdullahi àti Olakunle, ẹ make sure pé 3 months from now, ẹ rán mi létí pé Koiki ó ní ó máa fún wa ní information nípa Turkey. If you are traveling, má sọ pé o fẹ́ lọ gbé ní Turkey. I am not joking. Koiki ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé mọ̀ pé mo sì mi lọ́bẹ̀ dáadáa? Ẹ jẹ́ kákọ̀ dé mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo wa. Very confused people. We are talking about something that will eventually be fruitful, something that will be workable, something that people can feel. At declare Yòrùbá nation. We are no more Òmìnira 2022. We are now dry nation. and we now have control of the military. I'm sure Tinubu will be saying, Ijile, 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 mo won now. Ori o pe. Àwọn ọmọ Ondo they were very sharp and smart. Bóun ṣe wá dìdìrìn láàtẹ̀ kò yéèyàn. Ó dé fìlà lánàá, òru mu ó tún yọ fìlà yẹn. Ó ti di comedian. Ijile has become Alibaba. Mad person that thinks that he can deceive and give us information. Any Antigua country, start operating the country for the Yoruba people to enjoy. Kúkúlé ilé àwa lọ, Ọlákúnlé, a máa mú ẹ sí prison o. Ọmọbọ́lájí, Mr. Fab, you are all going to prison because you did not agree with Ijile and Dúpẹ́ scammer. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n tẹ̀ fi wọ́n ta yín díẹ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí. You know I don't normally talk about them. Yusuf Tunde ni mad people all over the place. Ijile is guy man. Wọ́n ní Ijile ti di guy man. Another criminal. Tó bá ń sọ pé criminal, ó gbẹnu mi sọ. Because you are first and foremost, you haven't done anything that people can see and say, Etigba country. Etigba country. Ẹ máa jó, ẹ máa yọ̀, ẹ máa jó, ẹ máa. Only bàbá kan tó ní jagba. But ṣẹ̀rẹ́ ìtẹ̀ wọn lé tẹ̀ ń lísìn sí gbogbo jagba yẹn. Ìjìnlẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀ ní Turkey tó wà yẹn ẹ sọ fún pé kó lo Yorùbá nation country tiẹ̀ kó máa fi negotiate kó lè create embassy sí Turkey. Ẹni kọ́kọ́ create. We now know that Spain, Norway, Ireland told us officially. Ẹgbọ́n bíbẹ̀ Black Goat ti sá lọ is nowhere to be found. Black Goat ti wọgbó lọ. Ó ti wọgbó lọ. We saw it. 3 countries on the podium. Benny, Anwalawada Keri. Thank you so much, Peter Sunday, Peter, and also Clement, and all my sisters and brothers that are watching us. And those that are watching us that are only one will be by you. Koiki, you might feel what Atigba country. Which country? Abori Yokbeni. Which country? Imbolegbasi. You don't have a country. We saw Spain, Norway. Where is the passport, the money, the postcode of their country? It's inside Ijile's house. Bishop Adeshino, Ijile controls the Yoruba passport, the Yoruba currency, the Yoruba CBN. Do you know that 2 years before the CBN was set up, before Nigeria became independent, in 1958 was the CBN Act. Go and Google it. But that's not where I want to go. They told you once upon a time, saw Yoruba, call the young to one lay. One night, I want to back country. Arieri, Erito Dawaloju, Spain, Ireland, Norway. That's where only their country has been suspended. Hello, Kopiengan. Yakubu Jimo, Yoruba nation no going back. We saw them coming out on the podium, 3 countries, shoulder to shoulder, and they told the whole world that they are now, from the following week, making sure that Palestinian is a state. Whether UN agrees, whether America agrees, they give no toss, they are not concerned. And as of today, rapper ni on gbori lonte ni. As of today, Palestinian can set up official embassy in Spain, official embassy in Norway, official embassy in Ireland. Eniki Dupe with a blueprint and Ijile Magot can set up Yoruba embassy in Turkey. Toba gbepere asylum center lo ma gbe lo. Asylum center ni Ijile ma ti lo dúró. As Mr. Perry, good morning. So, one thing is, one in Mickey Babs is currently in Agodo prison. And not Mickey Babs. How many people know him? That guy that normally started with us, we come here, we chat, like everybody. He came to Dry Nation to get declaration. Is called Mickey Babs, is one of those that is languishing inside Agodo prison. He traveled from abroad because Dupe said, I'm not declare. Now, what now am I doing? Celebration of Asianism. Mad people all over the place. Happy Sunday. Moki baba mi Agwola Afiz. Happy Sunday, Mr. Koiki. Good morning and welcome. Money say, Oro Yoruba Nation. Kò ń ṣe movie. Jimmy Koya say, well done for the great job you are doing. We really appreciate you. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà Nigeria, there is nothing called Yoruba country. Mugun. What ti gbé yín ní Mugun. Ẹ mọ̀ tó ń pè ní Mugun. Ṣé mọ̀ pé 419. Ẹni tó ń ṣe 419, a máa gbé yín mọ́ra. Òun ni ìjìnlẹ̀. Ó ń gbé yín mọ́ra. Ó ń gbé yín mọ́ra. Ó dà tó bá bí ẹ̀dá ìwọ sọ pé ò ní listen sí Constitution Nigeria as it stand today. But no, àti gba Yoruba country. We now have our own constitution. Tọ́lọ́pàá bá dé dúró sọ pé ó gbà. Golden Royal Happy Sunday. Tọ́lọ́pàá bá dé dúró as a dry nation citizen sọ pé ó gbà. Sọ pé no, orí ilẹ̀ wa lẹ́wà. Ẹ ń terrorize ilẹ̀ wa. Ṣèbí nǹkan tí Jílẹ̀ sọ fún yín nìyẹn. Ẹ̀wọ̀n ni púpọ̀ nínú yín máa kú sí. Ọmọ tó ń pè ní prison. Ẹ lọ bèrè lọ́wọ́ Mickey Babs. Ẹ lọ bèrè lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó kó. You would be in the prison. Àwọn kan ní Koiki shut up. Ìtọ́ ṣẹ̀yìn ò lè ṣe, ó dáa lè ṣe, ọ̀lẹ là wá. Ọ̀lẹ ni wá. But àìtí gba country. Àwa ṣì ń create awareness. We are trying to bring as many people in. Because àwọn kan ti ṣọ́kò lọ pẹ̀lú Tinubu. Àwọn tó ṣọ́kò lọ pẹ̀lú Tinubu, some of them are now peeping back to us. Koiki, Yoruba nation yẹn, ìgbà olè sọ pé ó máa wá ná. Ó ń pẹ́. Ebi yìí pa wá. Economy Nigeria ó ti wà in depression. Economy Nigeria ó ti ń wọgbó lọ. So some of them are peeping back, they are listening. Why some are so adamant, people like Dayo Israel, ibẹ̀ lóhun ti ń jẹ. Don't expect Dayo Israel to come and support you. Ẹ̀rí tó máa ń dé fìlà bí àwọn Haúsá. Ẹ̀rí kan ẹ̀bó dàbí pot belly. Ìyá mi mo dúpẹ́ Adégún Amókíyín. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sọ pé ẹ ti gba country, tọ́lọ́pàá Nàìjíríà bá mú yín, tí sójà Nàìjíríà bá gbá yín mú, wò ó máa ju agídí lọ. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyá mi Adiat Ọ̀dẹ́wálé, ìyá dáadáa, ìyá Ìgbòho. A ní kí gbogbo wa ká ṣe kí ni, ká tọ̀ síbì kan, kó ṣu, ká dúró tán, ká follow ẹni tó mọ̀nà. Mo ti sọ fún yín ní years back. Kìbẹ́ ń sọ pé Koiki ẹlẹ́nu dùn tatatatata ṣé ìgbà tẹ lọ nísìn wọn ọ̀nà yín lẹ́gba ṣé àwa lè jáde pẹ̀lú Ìgbòho bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kọ́lọ́pàá náà wà lẹ́gba no ṣé àwa lè jáde pẹ̀lú Bàbá Akíntóyè kọ́ náà wà lẹ́gba no because we dey follow the person wey no road. No carry me go where you no wan go. No carry me where you no wan go. Carry me where I wan go. No carry me where you no wan go. Wọ́n ti gbé yín ní Mugun. Ìjìnlẹ̀ ti gbé yín ní Mugun láti Turkey. Bó ṣe wà yẹn kò ní any iota láti set up anything nípa dry nation ní Turkey. Tó bá gbé tí ẹ máa fẹ́ ju ti Nnamdi Kanu lọ. Wàláhì. Ẹni kí ìjìnlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú dọ́kúmẹ́ǹtì tó ní lọ́wọ́ blueprint ẹni kó establish organization tó máa pè ní dry nation nínú Turkey. Pé Yoruba people in Turkey, we have now got our country. We are now going to set up business chambers. Just business chambers. Kó má tẹ̀tí set up embassy. Kó wá pè ní bó ṣe wà yẹn, kò lè register company bó ṣe wà lọ́hùn yẹn. Gbogbo pé òun register company irọ́ ni. Má sọ nípa Turkey fún yín. Bọ̀ kò ń ṣe léèní. Má wo tí bá máa fi ṣe program yẹn, pẹ̀lẹ́rìí ni máa gbé jáde fún yín. Ẹ máa wò pé bọ̀bọ̀ yìí, mo sọ fún yín pé ìrìn àjò yìí àwa kan wọnú ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú gbogbo ara ni. Pẹ̀lú gbogbo ara. Ìyẹn ni gbogbo àwọn kan ṣe sá lọ tí wọ́n lè hold on to it. Because you cannot be an activist in a movement. Kó wá máa fi rọ́, kó máa fi deceive àwọn èèyàn pé báyìí ló ṣe. No, say the way it is. Ti gba country, ti gba country, dẹ̀ máa create awareness. Ní ti gba country, ìjìnlẹ̀ maggot. Ṣé ẹ jẹ́ ká fi ti ìjìnlẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sórí broadcast again. As many Yoruba people, I am not here to knock you. I am not here to mock you. I don't blame you. I blame those that refuse to allow Nigerians to know the truth about Nigeria. So when some of you are here arguing, stupidly, arguing that Nigeria has a better future, I wonder which future you are talking about. Is it a future that you cannot have access to every basic things that the government is meant to provide, and then you pay for that services? Moki brother me, Ayodeji Kayode, good morning. Mr. Perry, tens, okay, people that followed it didn't have any idea of Nigerian constitution. Alex Onigela, brother me, what they give me now exercise. If not, give me no nigga, Kinsheba, Kinjade City, what's going on, man? I'm right. No, Koniba Jefun Alex Mamu. Moki Allen Conde, I want to China here. Once again, Moki Bubu Akwe, Ekabo Soritowa. Bishen Solo ni gbogbo gba. Awa ìran ọmọ aládé, dash me your ni Ijilan Dupe, don't carry them go where they no want go. What you want me lọ báyìí? Dupe gan wà on the run. She's currently on the run. She's on the run. Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man. Ah, Zazu èèyàn ńlá. Wà l'Amẹ́ríkà ọmọ ọlọ́mọ. Jayé orí ẹ̀. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni, ẹ jẹ́ kó máa jayé orí ẹ̀. Tó bá tásìkò, gbogbo wa lájọ máa wà on the same track. Ẹ̀wọ̀n pé Zazu náà sọ, ó ní Nigerian anthem, our father anthem, our mother anthem. Ǹjẹ́ àní lọ ṣe DNA fún Nàìjíríà? Wọ́n àwọn yẹn mọ bó ṣe ń lọ. But àwọn kan wà very careful because of their endorsement, because of their brand. Irú èmi nísìn, àwa ti takú ti Jésù, ọmọ takú ti Jésù, takú ti Ànábì, takú ti Ìṣẹ̀ṣe. Who cares about any branding for now? À ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìran wa, ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ branding. À ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìran wa, you are talking about endorsement. Do you know how many ambassadorship I've just decided to put on the side so that no one of them start telling me, Koiki, you know you are our brand ambassador. You can't be talking like, Kò tí yẹ. Mo abandon any. Do you know how many ambassadorship that I have? I left them because they will start writing me. You can't be saying all these things. No. Remember, you are our brand ambassador. That is the reason why I stand gidigba on my own. Nobody can come out and say, "Oh, you can't talk like that." Ah, no. You know you are our ambassador, for our brand. You can't be talking like that on the social media. That is why some people cannot support Yòrùbá nation. Because ibi tó ti ń jẹ wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kí bẹ̀yẹn kó dí. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mo yẹ nísìn. Ibi tó ti ń jẹ wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kó dí. And this is why we tá à ń sọ pé àwa ìran ọmọ Yorùbá a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kí ni? A gbọ́dọ̀ dúró dáadáa. We are on the right track. There is no doubt about it. Look, Tinubu náà was fighting Abacha. If Tinubu was in Nigeria as at that time, Abacha would have locked Tinubu in the prison, probably maybe even pine him. So what did Tinubu do? He ran away for another day. Wọ́n ní mọ̀jàmọ̀sá la fi mọ akíkanjú. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ máa ròyìn ogun kò dé kú sínú ogun. Bí àṣà lóye Ìgbòho. Ẹni máa ròyìn ogun kò gbọ́dọ̀. Kọ́ tó bá ti kú sínú ogun, ta ló òrìwọ́kọ́ ló máa ròyìn ẹ̀ mọ́. Báyìí la ṣe jà, àgbà báyìí, ọ̀nà báyìí la gbà, a lọ báyìí, nígbà tó ń bọ̀, a rí wọn pẹ̀lú gógó, àwa náà lọ báyìí. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mo yẹ nísìn. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mo yẹ. But eventually, ẹni tó bá ròyìn ogun kò ní ṣe kíni, kò gbọ́dọ̀ kú sójú ogun. That is the reason why that you fight another day. Gbogbo ìjà kan dẹ̀ ló máa jà lórí social media. Àwọn ìjà kan wà, ẹ máa fàdúrà jà. Àwọn ìjà kan wà, Normandy Day ọdún mẹ́ta ló fi prepare that fight. 3 years. 3 years. The D-Day in 1944, June 6. It took them 3 years to prepare millions of people to invade and defeat the German Nazi that were creating problem in Europe in 1944. Bí a gbogbo wa nísìn, bí a nǹkan tá máa sọ, ó lè jẹ́ Dutch la máa so tá bá ti dé London, ó máa sọ Dutch because German Nazi was trying to invade the whole of Europe. Just like the ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa sọ pé Fúlàní ò lè invade wa wọ́n ti invade yín tán délẹ̀. Olóyè ló stop fún wọn. Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ òun ló gbé bírèkì lé lórí pé tẹ́ bá tún débẹ̀ yẹn a máa enter yín. Ẹ wọ́n sọ pé wọlé sí yín lára. Wọ́n ń lọ sí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì, wọ́n fàdé ọmọ ọlọ́mọ ya ní Celestial Church gbọ́ ní Lógùn State. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Koikimedia Instagram, ẹ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ platform mi, a máa end ilé torí charge fóònù yẹn mọ́jú. Thank you so much. Wọ́n fàdé ya, wọ́n pa àwọn yìí. Ẹ̀ ń sọ pé kò ní rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Tó bá tún máa rí bẹ́ẹ̀ nǹkan. Ẹ jẹ́ kí yẹn kó máa bí mi pé kí n sọ English. Bí English ni èdè bàbá mi ni. Tó bá yá lọ síbi tó ti ń sọ English. Bí a mọ̀ pé wá sórí ètò. Ẹ̀yin má dá lóhùn Ọlákúnlé, má jẹ́ kó waste time ẹ̀. Púpọ̀ nù àwọn yẹn proxy ni wọ́n. Àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún government ló pọ̀ jù nù wọn. Gbogbo wọn ni mo ń yọ wọ́n lẹ́yìn kankan ni. Tó bá disturb wa tó bá pọ̀ mo ń yọ wọ́n lẹ́yìn kankan. Ẹ má kọ́ disturb yín púpọ̀. À ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìran wa lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ìran ọmọ aládé là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. Tá bá máa sọ òyìnbó àsọ òyìnbó. Àsọ òyìnbó láàárọ̀ Yorùbá là ń sọ. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Koikimedia náà, laptop tí mò ń lò yẹn mo gbé charger síta. So tó bá ti fẹ́ ṣe díẹ̀ tó ti fún mi signal máa end ẹ̀, ẹ lọ wá darapọ̀ mọ́ wa níbò mi. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣe káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Mo ní sẹ́ no retreat no surrender. Ìran Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ bọ́ nínú wàhálà tó kù sí. Because Yorùbá ìran ọmọ aládé tó ti exist, tó ti ń bẹ kí àwọn òyìnbó aláwọ̀ funfun olórí burúkú tó kó gbogbo àpapọ̀ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àjọṣe wa kò lè mú kankan jáde. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Koikimedia Odùduwà, akọ̀fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pa wà lórí ètò ní ẹ lè máa mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. So tá bá ti ṣe díẹ̀ nísìn ẹ máa lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní other platform níbi tí a ti ń stream láti over 52 minutes. So tẹ́ bá ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Koikimedia Odùduwà, ẹ ṣe kí ni torí pé fóònù yẹn kò ní last púpọ̀ torí a charge mọ́jú. Bá ṣe ń bá ọ̀rọ̀ wa lọ, bá ṣe ń sọ ní gbogbo ìgbà pé kí ni wọ́n ń pè ní Nigerian culture asọ́lànà. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa agree pé kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń jẹ́ Nigeria culture. Kò sí nǹkan kan tó special nílùú òyìnbó. It is just a system that works. It is a system that respects you. Tí wọn náà bá ti disrespect the system yẹn náà máa make sure pé wọ́n dé pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Just like ṣẹ́yìn náà ṣe ń gbé ní Nàìjíríà lénìí. Gọ́fìmẹ̀ntì bíbáyìí àwọn kò ti lọ ṣe tó ń pè ní empire to create around the world. Látara àwọn empire yẹn wọ́n jí góòlù, wọ́n jí nǹkan mìdùnmúdùn, wọ́n jí gbogbo ẹ̀. Wọ́n wá jí gbogbo yẹn tán àtẹ complain. Wọ́n tún wá kó àwọn èèyàn lẹ́rú pẹ̀lú àwọn bàbá wa kan níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. And that is why their own system was set up. Àwa náà ní system tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe gbọ́ ìtàn lẹ́nu àwọn bàbá ńlá wa àti bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè tó jẹ́ kó yé wa pé Yorùbá ìran ọmọládé àti ń bẹ adẹ̀ tí ń wà tá ti ń ṣe dáadáa in terms of governance, in terms of welfare, in terms of education. Ṣé Cocoa House tó kọ́ yẹn ṣé kò jẹ́ kí làákàyè tẹ̀ sọ fún ẹ pé tó fi lè kọ́ Cocoa House níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn during the Western region, tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n destroy Western region, tó bá jẹ́ pé ìran Yorùbá dá dúró ni, there will have been multiple Cocoa House across the Yoruba land. Mo kí brother mi ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa Simon O Adébísí bí ṣe sọ yín tẹ́ wà lórí that platform yẹn ìtorí pé fóònù yẹn ó ti fún mi ní signal mo kàn mọ́mọ́ sáré tán kẹ́lẹ́ mọ̀ pa wà live ẹ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn platform àtòrí púpọ̀ nù yín ẹ̀ kí n get notification. And the reason why you don't get notification is because the social media are doing what they call shadow banning. Wọ́n fi yẹ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé Koiki wà live nígbà tá a dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfànṣá ní bíbá. So when some of you are thinking that àwọn òyìnbó mo kí Prince Gabriel Adeniran mo wá kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tán ní company mo ń wo supermarket kan ní Manchester lánàá, massive supermarket. Ó là ń pé Yorùbá láwọn tó set it up. Ó dàbí ìgbà tíyàn bá wọnú Walmart, Costco àbí àwọn other stores. This àwọn stores láti máa rán ra very massive. Oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ló ń tà ń bẹ̀, wọ́n ń ṣe mọ́ínmọ́ín, wọ́n ń ta ṣu, wọ́n ń ta this, wọ́n ń ta that. Mo kí ẹlẹ́ǹkan sí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fátókì. Wọ́n ní Yorùbá nation la fẹ́ no going back. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Ìdúmọ̀tà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bẹ ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láì yọ ẹnìkankan sílẹ̀. Mo wá kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní African countries. A pọ̀ bíi sùúrù ní African countries títí dé Gambia, Sierra Leone. Àwọn èèyàn pọ̀ ní Ivory Coast. Àwọn bàbá kan máa ń pè mí. Ivory Coast làwọn fi bìsùn sí. Yorùbá máa ń ṣe trade lọ sí gbogbo bẹ̀yẹn ni. Nígbà tó di pọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ó di tó ń di problem làwọn èèyàn settle down pé imagine ẹni tó gbé ọjà lọ sí Ivory Coast tó ń lọ back and forth. Nígbà tó di pé Nàìjíríà ti ń di mẹ́hẹ wọ́n yàtà kú síbẹ̀, wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń bímọ síbẹ̀. Láti bẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe kí ni, wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń bímọ generation to generation. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa Mr. Adam Olamilekan. Wọ́n ní good morning my humble lecturer. Mo kí àmì Grace Olúṣòótọ́, mo kí gbogbo àwọn GR1. Great Yorùbá nation, mo kí ẹ. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ tí ó yẹ pé ẹ ní rí iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe, but láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà àwọn iṣẹ́ yẹn máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń jáde. Many platforms, ṣé Yorùbá Clubhouse la fẹ́ sọ ni? Àwọn brother mi Balógun ní Canada. Àwọn yẹn inú Clubhouse làwọn jókòó sí. Clubhouse yẹn is another platform bíi social media náà ni. Tẹ́ bá rí nǹkan tán náà àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò kankan máa ń sọ sí wa, èébú tó ń bú wa níbẹ̀. Àwọn tó believe in Yorùbá nation ni ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn kan wà ní wọn náà wọ́n believe in Biafra nation. Àwọn ọmọ olórí burúkú, àwọn ọmọ iná tó believe. Simon Ekpa ò ní ever bú àwa tá à ń ṣe Yorùbá nation. Gbogbo ẹnu mo fi sọ. Tó bá ń pè wọ́n ní Àfọ̀njá kò ń ṣàwà ló ń rí fásì. Àwọn tó ń support shit o country tí military ń paráàlú ló ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. Simon Ekpa will never disrespect any Yorùbá campaigner. So tẹ́ bá ra ọmọ Ìgbò tó ń disrespect wa, olórí burúkú làwọn yẹn. Èpè la máa fún àwọn èèyàn yẹn. Torí pé ọ̀gá wọn kò ní ever sọ̀rọ̀ sí Bàbá Akíntóyè, kò ní ever sọ̀rọ̀ sí Ìgbòho, kò ń ṣe pé mo ń support pé n tí mo mọ̀ ni. Mo kí ẹlẹ́ǹkan sí Bloody Sunday. So don't allow anybody tó bá já ọmọ Ìgbò, I am not talking about Biafra. Tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé Biafra tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí wa náà ni, àwọn ọmọ àlè láàrin wọn ni, a lè má rí irú wọn kù. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la láwọn Yorùbá náà. But àwọn tó dúró tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa pé kíran wa kólúkálukú, you will never see. Simon Ekpa máa ń kọ síbẹ̀, note, this is not against those that believe in Yorùbá nation. Ó ń respect Bàbá Akíntóyè délẹ̀ ni. Ó nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ìgbòho délẹ̀ ni. Just like the same thing reciprocal. Mo rántí nígbà tó mú Nnamdi Kanu tó kidnap ẹ̀ tó jí gbé lọ sí Nàìjíríà. I know what Olóyè Ìgbòho felt. Nígbà tó pè mí láti fẹ́ gba confirmation, ṣé tó tọ́ ni? Mo á polówó Jésù ní bíbá ẹ̀. Mú Jésù ẹ lọ sọ́dọ̀ bòmí. Mo kí ẹ Rasheed Balógun. So ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ accept pé kò sí dáadé. So irú àwọn ẹ̀bọ̀rọ̀ kìíní Balógun, àwọn máa ń ta. Ṣé wá rí àwọn arẹwà kan náà? Wọ́n open ibi tó máa ń pè ní Clubhouse. Wá open room làwọn máa ń pè. Tó bá open room yẹn, wọ́n máa attack Yorùbá. Ibẹ̀ làwọn yẹn ti ń ṣiṣẹ́, wọ́n bá mi kó fún wọn níbẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe wà lórí Twitter, tí mo wà lórí X, YouTube, Facebook, àwọn yẹn wà lórí Clubhouse. Mo kí ẹ Frank Dúdú ní gbogbo Dublin. So ẹ má yẹ kí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Ìgbò kankan kó jọ wá lójú. Tó bá ń bú yín, irú àwọn yẹn ọmọ àlè láàrin wọn ni. Àwa náà ní àwọn ọmọ àlè. Báwa náà rí wọn ní bíbá náà, àwọn ọmọ àlè láàrin wa. Wọ́n ti ní kí n má bú yín mọ́. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ lórí Koiki Odùduwà, ẹ jẹ́ ká end the platform yẹn. Ẹ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní other platform. Ẹ̀yin náà ẹ wò àwọn platform tá ti ń stream ṣẹ́rí. A wà lórí eléyìí live battery ṣì wà dáadáa, eléyìí náà ṣì wà, eléyìí ṣì wà. Ẹ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ mi níbẹ̀. Eléyìí náà ṣì ń ṣe díẹ̀, àní pé end eléyìí náà. Ẹ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ mi níbẹ̀ torí pé mo máa end eléyìí nísìn. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé a wà live ni. Mo kí bàbá mi Shehu Lawal, mo kí Mr. Lateef Olamide Adelaja. Gbogbo platform lẹ gbọ́dọ̀ máa tẹ̀lé torí pé ẹ ní máa rí notification. Mo ní dẹ̀. Mo ti gbé laptop lóru. So, ṣo fẹ́ kó nǹkan nínú ẹ̀ ni? Okay. Mọ̀ pé basket of ń pàṣọ gbogbo ẹ̀ ni mo fi dúró ní bíbá. Mr. Ahmed, only there are mad people including the Yoruba people, even the celebrities that abuse Yoruba nation. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti ń bùràn Yorùbá, ìkà ni wọ́n. ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ lórí Koikimedia náà ẹ máa ṣe kíni ẹ máa láti bá mi gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ torí pé laptop yẹn mo gbé charger jáde so wife mi dẹ̀ ti ń bèrè basket àwọn aṣọ tó wà níbẹ̀ wọ́n fi lọ ṣe kíni wọ́n fi lọ fọ̀ mo lè gbọ́dọ̀ fi tèmi dáhùn dúró so mo gbọ́dọ̀ sọ pé torí mò ń ṣe Yorùbá nation kí n máa ní ilé mi lára so ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ níbí báyìí battery yẹn ó sì kú how many minutes ń bọ̀ o laptop yìí dá díẹ̀ ni but kò ní pẹ́ a dẹ̀ ti ṣe 1 hour so gbogbo ẹ̀ náà kò ní pẹ́ end ilé ìkọ́ni fún okòṣìkò 27 minutes so a ṣe lè manage another up to few minutes bí another 10 minutes lórí ẹ̀ so a ní pẹ́ end the program yìí náà torí pé kò ń ṣe full Sunday broadcast wa lélẹ̀ eléyìí tí bá ti wá gbatẹ́gùn níta kákọ̀jọ gbatẹ́gùn yẹn ni mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọba wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé ẹ kú iṣẹ́. Thank you so much all the way from Germany, my bloody Sunday brother. Thank you and one love. Golden Royal, thank you so much, for your love. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. As we all continue to demand that the Yoruba people should exit Nigeria, don't be deceived. Nigeria is not going to work. So anytime below Koikimedia Oduduwa, I'm going to end that platform. Hello, join one platform to cool. Thank you so much. So, Bishop Solo, as we say all the time, nobody can fix Nigeria. Nigeria is not redeemable, something that you want to bring back. It is not possible. Kakabe, it is going down. And if it doesn't go down, we will force it to go down by fire, by force, according to the PM, Simon Ekpa, government in exile. Moki Peter George Lenkosi. Only according to the information, when the British came to Nigeria, they met or no. Tinwa Tinda or Desi. They didn't understand how they did Yoruba development. Have been existing for many years. Andres Smooth says, preach it on. Thank you so much. And as I say all the time, we are not giving up until our quest. If you like, do election every 4, even every 2 years, and bring in many more Nigerians. And one on what because some Nigerians also want to be like Dino Malayi, steal money. Do you think that all those money belongs to them? Those politicians, especially when the Constitution allows our senator to be Mukiya brother me Adekoya Olubumi, when our politicians are allowed to go and do constitutional project, do you know what that means? Money that should be used for the purpose and the interest of Nigerians end up in their pocket, end up in the pocket of these criminal politicians. And that is why they can invest. If you invest good money, you will get returns. So Bobowote and Riti Dino Noye and the rest of, even Shehu Sani, that one that they do like yes, he has been in the system, he was an activist, he was locked up, but they've all enjoyed it. Shehu Sani also got a lot of money as senators. Go and ask Benga Daniel. He did not do anything in Ogun State. Criminals. Go and ask Yayi, another criminal. All these criminal politicians do not want Nigeria to break, because the breakup of Nigeria, they will lose their resources. Because they know. They don't want you to have quality life. They want to be giving you peanut and peanut. So anytime Belori Koikimedia Oduduwa, let's end that platform. Hello, join wa Mr. Shegun Amosun. Good morning. Hello, join me in the other platform where we are streaming presently, and you can continue to enjoy the program. Probably, maybe, because the battery on this one are still very good. At least maybe another half an hour to 1 hour. Eshegonu, one love. Thank you so much. And then later on, I will put the full video out when I'm doing my editing. Bye for now. Eshegonu, Koikimedia, and Mumbasoro, about Loda platforms, and let's car for work Munibe. I'm gonna end the lane. Listen. So because the laptop is already going a little bit down. So, like I said, our lives were better before the British came. As soon as the British came, they changed the narrative. They told us that we must accept and believe in their own ideology. They refused to believe that we have our own ways of government. We have our own ways of life. So when we are now saying to many Nigerians that why should we save what is not our own? We've tried it for 63 years. It failed. So are you thinking that it will still work after many years? Muki Babami, brother me, Adewale, Adeshoye, and all our silent listeners that doesn't comment because some of them, the nature of their job does not allow them to interact on the social media, while some just want to remain silent for other reasons known to them. Love this program. 80 people are watching me. I don't know the numbers on the backup channel, but on the Koikimedia, 80 people, and only 12 of you have thumbs up. And when I mean thumbs up, I'm not saying right in the comment section. You go out and do thumbs up. It is there. You just thumbs up. Okay? You do the thumbs up. It helps the message to go to more people. But if you don't thumbs up, it doesn't help us. So since we still have some battery cell in this, listen to how Nigerians have been classified with animals. If the North are saying that cows are citizens, every animal in Yòrùbá land become a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so much for acknowledging with the silent listener. I didn't even know that Mr. Tommy is there. I know you're all there. I respect you because some of you are working, and for reasons known to everybody, not everybody wants to come out and say, Koiki, I am here. But they're watching. Doctors are watching me. Everybody's watching. So, and like I always say, I am not the most brilliant among all the Yoruba speakers. But with the little knowledge taught on for me, I will use it to educate myself and you, because I've learned a lot in the last 4 years of this movement. I've learned to control my temper. I've learned to speak better. I've also learned which is part of who you are if you live in Europe. If you live in Europe and you don't want feedback, you are, yes, I do block people because we don't want people to whine us. So for that reason, you block them. And they can go and watch the video wherever they can see it after the live, because they will keep coming back and distracting and being a live transmission like this. Shinwa Kimbaloye doesn't read your comment. He does a nice, fantastic program on China's television called Politics Today that I watch. But he will not be seeing the comment without responding. I see that the freeze also costs you. So it is just part of our human nature that if you attack us for something that I did not create, am I the one that created the problem in Nigeria? That problem in Nigeria. Have you ever been told that, oh, the problem of Nigeria was created by the Koiki family? No. So I am trying to give a different narrative to what you've known for over 23 years of what is called democracy that has failed us. So if the North are saying that cows are citizens, I am now saying that every animals, Mokib Mr. Ibrahim Wasiu, every animals that exist in Yoruba land are also citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let's listen to this.
Cows are not citizens of Nigeria. So cows are not citizens of Nigeria. You hear what I said? Senator Nero, are you arguing with me?
Are you arguing with me?
I said
cows are not citizens of Nigeria.
The section you are referring to is talking about citizens of Nigeria. Yes, and cows are not citizens.
They are not citizens.
Cows can come from Niger, they can come from Chad, anywhere. But cows are not citizens. So
Eshegoni Mr. Rotimi, Victor Lawal.
You want to make contribution on the debate?
Cows are not
citizens.
And Mr. Rotimi said, I can confidentially attest to your statement that you have put a tap on your temper. And there's a reason for that. Some say, Koiki, you cannot be asking people to join a movement and you are becoming very temperamented and you are shouting, you are cursing people. For now, not politicians, I'm going to curse politicians, but Nigerians, I'm not going to curse you anymore. My mom, my wife have pleaded that I should stop it. Just do your program. Anybody to that is the reason why you have the block control. Just block them. I want people to ask questions. Oh yes, I want people to say, Koiki, where is all the money for Yoruba Nation? But don't come and tell me, oh, you thief all the money for Yoruba. What do you mean I thief all the money? Do you even know how much the money is? The real criminals that are stealing billions out of you, you don't even have access to ask them questions. They will kill you. They will take you out. They will send people to kill you. And you know that. And I believe that we've been able, in the last 4 years, we have tolerated a lot. And we are still tolerating it because we are all human beings. But the fact remains is that the main problem is that we are all in this together. I'm not fighting Nigerians. I am just telling you the difference. Mr. Latif Owosheni, good morning. Maxwell said, I live in Philadelphia. My neighbors is mostly Liberians. I don't know the reason for the large migration over the past 10 years. Well, Maxwell, the reason why there's a large migration, and I believe Philadelphia is in America, is because Africa has failed many Africans. And the reason for that is because in the 1884, in case you don't know the history, when the Europeans, the white elderly people, and I want to use the white, even though my mom doesn't like me to use it, but I have to use that phrase so that you can get it. When they were making the demarcation and creating what does not belong to them, creating territories, creating new boundaries, this is what is ending up to become migration into Philadelphia, just as there's migration into UK. So until the West that created the 1884 Berlin Conference, where non-Africans were invited, we were not told that they were creating their boundary. And the reason why they were creating that boundary is because they were fighting each other for something that is not their own. Belgium decided to take over Congo as their own annexed country. And King Leopold decided to kill somebody that was fighting for the right of the the Congolese people. And we knew that they've only just returned the teeth because I believe they said it was dropped into the acid or something like that. Lumumba, Patrick Lumumba was killed. How many people like that have been executed because we are fighting, as at that time, for something that is ours? So when you are now all complaining, especially I'm talking to my, my other, listeners that are not from Africa, that, oh, there's many, Africans in Europe, is because your grandfather created the mess. The mess that you are seeing in Italy, Spain, with all those migration is because you destroyed Africa. Not you precisely, but your great-great-grandfather destroyed Africa. We were moved as slaves. So when you are saying that, oh, there's migration, there are going to be more migration, especially with Nigeria, as Nigeria is going into the last part of its existence as a country called Nigeria. The territory remains our own, but the European must accept. Yes, it's the same thing. Whether they are Liberians, it's the same thing. The Liberians are running away because they destroy Liberia. Liberia has a lot of resources. It's still the same thing. Ama Uche from Italy, good morning. It's still the same thing. Whether they are Liberians, they are Nigerians, they are Kenyans, they are Rwandans, they are Libyans. Every African country, as of today, has enough to support itself. But when the Europeans came in and started fighting each other during that slave trade, during the exploration of the Portuguese, during the 1884, I want you to go and read up on these. Google it. I'm sure you are well read and you can have access to internet better than even somebody in Africa. Type in 1884, and ask why we had to cut what is called, the Berlin Conference, where Africans were not involved. These are all the reasons why today we are even protecting the interests of the Europeans to say that more terrorists is coming from Africa. More terrorists. We saw it. There was a young boy called, he was flying the American airline. He wanted to blow the airline. And eventually, it was caught. So if you do not allow Nigeria to dissolve by your government, then more terrorists will invade your own country. Because those terrorists are now all staying in Africa, mostly in Nigeria, where ISWAP has developed a better system. And they will be given an American visa. But you're not going to give a Yoruba man, Igbo man a visa. They will come to America. They will become a sleeper cell. CIA says that they have more sleeper cell in America as of today. Too cool. Good morning. Ama Uche, thank you so much. Honestly, the zoo is gone. Meadows, Anibaba, good morning. So that is about it, you know, for the interest of those that wants to know. We are not against the English people, the European people, but we are very, very sad that your great-grandfather created a very dark side in Africa that we will never, never forgive. We cannot forgive until things are rectified, and we can never forget. So it is very easy for somebody that lives, you know, anywhere, you know, today in the European country and moan and complain that there are many Africans in their country. Integrate from you created it. Your great-grandfather came to us. Felipita, good morning to you on Instagram. They came to us. Shegun Ono, good morning. And thanks so much for the yesterday. As usual, we appreciate it. So Taban complained that there are many Africans in Europe today. Well, there will be more Africans. Thank you so much, says lovely PJMAS. I think this was for the Christmas last year or 2 years ago, I can't remember. So that is about it. Nobody wants to come and live in Europe as another slave, because most of those Africans that are traveling to America or European countries, they are not being respected as human beings. But all this is what some of your great-great-grandfather created, especially like the ones known as British, that created what is known as a fraudulent amalgamation called Nigeria. But the British today are looking to the other side. They don't want us to know that Nigeria that they created is creating a lot of insecurity, food security. According to the United Nations, Mukia Easy, Akim Obayomi, good morning. They treated Africa like shit. You're right, Omobolaji Abdullahi. So today now, Africans have woken up. We have now seen the other side, and we're asking questions that relate to who we are, that you decided to change the narrative. How can an European be telling us who we are? If you watched my program yesterday, you will probably have seen that the American representative went to Ilorin, and she's telling us about a clay that the Yoruba people have been doing for only God knows thousands of years. And she said, oh, we will preserve Nigerian culture. What is Nigerian culture? So are you saying that I should listen to that American representative that went to Ilorin to tell us about a Nigerian culture? Nibolo today, where is the Nigerian culture? There's nothing called Nigerian culture. It is the Yoruba culture, the Hausa culture, the Fulani have their culture, Ibobo has their culture, Edo people have their culture, Igbo people have their culture. So where is the Nigerian culture? These are the narratives that they keep pushing out, and we must be out there to make sure that that narrative is debunked. Because how can she go to Ilorin? Now. But she went to Ilorin now and then put it out on their X on the US mission in Nigeria and say, oh, we will preserve and give grant to a Nigerian culture of a clay that the Yoruba people have been producing for thousands of years. So these are narratives that we have been able to start correcting as at when, and we will continue. But for those of you, Tejamo Yoruba, you are praying that Nigeria will be great. Whoever is giving you that narrative, whether na America, whether na Europe, whether na China, whether na Spanish, whoever is telling you that Nigeria will be great again, I mean it, whoever. And this is given to me by Omoluabi Apparel. You can check them out on their website. Thank you so much, Maswap. So the Liberians that are trooping into this region of yours, probably maybe they are taking your jobs, they are taking your women. It's good to migrate, but the problem now is the migration is creating a lot of friction, especially most of the European countries. We are now seeing the left wing that are saying that this migration is becoming inconvenient for our people. Our people too are struggling. But what they need to understand is The migration did not start yesterday. And like you said, my family migrated to US from Ireland. Oh, I haven't been to Ireland before, but I know that you are not complaining, but trust me, I've seen most of the left-wing European countries now that are voting, saying that they're tired of the migration. And like you said, you migrated from Ireland in the late 18, your family, you said, and Italy between the World War, fleeing fascism and military conscription. They were poor laborers. And I know that a lot of Irish people migrated to the US. And that is why during the fight between the British and the IRA, which I learned a little bit when I came here about 24 years ago, they were already signing the Good Friday Agreement when Bill Clinton was the president and Tony Blair was the Prime Minister of UK, and eventually they came into some kind of arrangement which is known as the Good Friday Agreement, so that there will be peace. Everybody wants peace. But when people's territory are being invaded, and I'm talking about we, the Yorubas, inside Nigeria, we are one of the largest ethnic indigenous people. We are not tribes. And as I speak to you today, our territory is currently under invasion by who? By the Fulanis. The Fulanis are just less than 6 million. You might be wondering, but how were they able to capture us? They were able to capture us because the British gave them the power to do so. Mr. Adewale Adeshoye, Natino told them that Nigeria is going to be great. Oh my God. If you're one of those believing that nonsense and jagbajantes that says that Nigeria will be great, that greatness is no longer visibly and is no longer workable. And everybody knows that. The world is not waiting for you. The world is progressing. The world is also mourning. The world is full of evil and it's also full of good. The world is full of people that wants to create another third world war. The fight going on around the world today is because people just don't want to listen to each other. And they want to change, they want to bring a new world order. Mukiyami Olushola Fatuashe Ekabo. And happy Sunday to all our Christian brothers and sisters, all our Muslim brothers. And I say Eid is coming. Talo Mariano for me. Eyo kan pere ni mo need. Give me not tell it from family me. Bake Yano, thank you so much. And thank you so much, Max Swep. Thank you so much. I've been to Dublin once. I look forward to a visit again. I hope when I'm coming to America, I will touch down at Philadelphia and we can have some nice meal together. Hopefully one of these days. I don't know how soon. So coming back to the self-determination and coming back to the Yoruba identity. Mr. Fashola Adewale says, Yoruba nation is the answer. There's no correction. There's no going back. It's an happy Sunday. Ibrahim Wasu say, Omokaro Jire that is supporting this evil entity called Nigeria will definitely regret their actions. To be honest with you, Emma Binu, yes, I think you told me the other day that you're a man, not a woman. I will not mix it up this time around again. Emma Binu, sir. Mr. Oluwa Shola Fatuashe. Nigeria is going to break. How soon is what we don't know, but the indices, the signals are popping up on a daily basis. Like I said in my program yesterday, the Biafra war did not end it. It was just lying in the cooler. You can hear that music. It's somebody's culture. It's somebody's music. Tengbo. That is their culture. Don't expect him to be listening to English culture because he lives here. He needs to listen to his own culture. I don't know whether it's Iran, whether it's Arab, but you can hear the sound. That is the culture of that car. Preserving their culture. Even though I might not understand what he's saying, but he cares less. He's preserving his culture. But what the British say is if you live here and you want to get a British passport, you would have to learn the British way of life. That is why you will go and do a test. You will have to do that test to confirm that you have integrated in this system. Okay, brother Michelle Guano. Muhyiddin Bello said, I don't think Nigeria will break up. Can we have more expansion on that? Why you think that Nigeria will not break up? And it's a good argument, because we say Nigeria is going to break. Muhyiddin Bello have just said that he doesn't think that Nigeria will break. You don't have to abuse it. It's his own opinion, it's his own views. But Kila Wonri, Tofin Sobe. Some don't think that Nigeria should break, and some even think that Nigeria will never break. Meadows Anibaba say, Baba, the power the British gave them can't work if our people did not support them. You're right. And the reason why we're pushing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is to say, look, you now have a power, at least to some extent, even though we know the Northerners cabal, like the Sultan of Sokoto, the Emir of Kano, and the rest of them will be under your neck. But do the needful and pull out Yoruba people from this contraction. But Tinubu might just want to do his own presidency and leave and return power to the north. That would be a disaster. And when I mean disaster, gbogbo tí ẹ̀ ń ṣe lénìí, tẹ́ fi ń sọ pé ọmọ Yorùbá ló wà níbẹ̀, will be returned back to the north. Kaba say immigration laws are created for good reason, but Nigeria does not have an immigration because Buhari left Nigeria only for him to say that every Fulani in the west of Africa should come and live in Nigeria without any immigration. Nicholas Mixe, my auntie adopted 3 kids from Nigeria. I love them, such brilliant souls. We go over to Uganda and Ethiopia every few years for months to help few orphans, our family friend. There's nothing wrong in that. Yes, Nigeria is still existing as a country, but the indigenous people inside Nigeria are now saying they've had enough. Pella 1498 said Nigerians are not ready. Muhyiddin Bello said if Nigeria would break up, it would have happened since. Well, the reason why it wasn't happening since is because some Yorubas are still in love with Nigeria, especially people like Tinubu, Benga Daniel, Amosun, Yayi, Dakpa Abiodun, all your governors, including Uncle of Adeleke, the Davidos. So millions of Yoruba people are still enjoying what is known as Nigeria because they are confused. They believe that Nigeria is a country that we should save and keep. Showore is one of them. Showore believe that Nigeria can be changed, but only through a revolution. We are not fighting for revolution. We are not secessionists. We are not terrorists. We are campaigners for the dissolution of the contraction known as Nigeria. Ọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀ dẹ̀ ní yéra wa. Bí àwọn Mùsùlùmí kan bá tẹ̀ ń sọ pé ọ̀nà báyìí làwọn fẹ́, àwọn Kìrìsìtẹ́nì kan máa sọ pé no, ọ̀nà báyìí làwọn fẹ́. Àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe náà máa sọ pé ọ̀nà báyìí làwọn fẹ́. Everybody just want to have their turn by turn system of government. For how long? Like Michael says, Tinubu is enjoying his tenure, and we pray whatever it is currently there. Let him enjoy it as much as he can. But in the long run, Tinubu will have to leave just like any other person. Meadows and Ibaba say, no, they are tired, but the fear won't let them come out. And I can understand. They come out, the police, the security operatives will be used to kill them. Ama Uche says, imagine the political criminal pastors busy deceiving the gullible that they will become Dubai. Eventually, therefore, they must increase their prayer. Everyone will eat the breakfast. I will probably push another 30 minutes or 32. I've done 1 hour, 28 minutes. In the next 32 minutes, I will end the broadcast so that we can probably have more time for another program later on. So let us put it this way. Every 4 years, everybody wants to become something in Nigeria, a governor, a House of Reps, a senator. I was watching on the Simon Ekpa, the PM, government in exile of the Biafra yesterday. I believe in Imo State. Election is coming, I believe, for the local government. They've already killed a young man that wants to contest. Election is coming in UK July 4th, which is a countdown. You can vote through proxy. You can vote through online, postal voting. I don't know whether online, I'm not too sure. proxy, postal voting, or as an individual. Nobody kills each other. Nobody steals the ballot box. But today, many of you expect that an election in Nigeria conducted by INEC will guarantee someone that you truly want to vote for. Millions of people never wanted to vote for Tinubu. We know that the election was rigged, there's no doubt about it. But it has always been rigged by the British as far back as 1959. What is the main reason why Yòrùbá wants to go? Is because our true identity has been taken away from us. Why does the Biafra wants to go? They want to secure their identity and protect their own culture. Why would Arewa wants to go? So that they can secure and protect their true history and identity, their culture, and their ways of lives. Those two, their ways of life is different from the Yorubas. Completely different. But forcing ourselves to remain in one entity will continue to create frictions. Not that the people around the world are not fighting each other as well, but the truth is, you cannot save your people when we can see that there's something pushing the Fulanis to invade us. And I'm not talking about Fulanis in the forest. We have Fulanis that are operating from the economy of Nigeria today. We have the Fulanis that are currently in all the military and the security. We have the Fulanis in the government. Dan Guje is a Fulani man to the core. He ruled Kano for 8 years. He cannot wait for Tinubu to complete his tenure so that they can bring in a pure Fulani man to become another president, because the Southeast will not become the president because the North has not accepted that the Southeast should remain what it is. That is why they were never given a memorial after a bloody genocide civil war that killed over 5 million Igbos in 1967 for 3 years. Ekaro Grandma Awoniyi, Kolon Beledumare Koba Foriji Baba, Mori Instagram posting. All those that have died, our fathers, our mothers, may the souls continue to rest. Nigeria remains a scam country. The name is having a big impact on our lives. A Yoruba man traveled through Cairo. We all saw the video. How he was almost accused of a crime he did not commit. Rotimi Victor Lawal said, those enjoying the crumbs from the Nigerian corrupt table are with the realization of the implosion of Nigeria, no matter how long the struggle Yoruba nation will come through. And that's a fact. We might not have a Yoruba country today like those criminal Ijile and the Ajakalianu and all these stupidity people telling you that they have a country. Let them fly back to Nigeria and say they have a country. Wasting your own time and energy. Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. We can come on the round table and decide whether it will be true referendum, plebiscite. The constitution of Nigeria that Tinubu is currently using as amended is a fraud. Buhari used it with Yemi Osinbajo. We always thought Yemi Osinbajo, the best Yoruba man, with his background, with his educational background. It was all destroyed by the Fulani oligarch. They could not allow Osinbajo to shine. Ama Uche said, Koiki, how on earth will the zoo known as Nigeria turn to Dubai with prayer? That is never going to be possible. Adekunle Ogun said, Yoruba nation is the only solution. Whether you agree with prophecy or not, every indication from all the prophecies says Yoruba nation would happen, but nobody knows when exactly. But the indices, and what I mean by indices, into Majeki Nigeria could collapse, is already pushing as many Nigerians are now understanding that their frustration can also pull down Nigeria. It is just about when that anger will come on the street. Because many of you, then will know mini songo. Some of them, the water is up to like these. Osibajo is nowhere to be found. He was one of our best, but the Fulani destroyed him. They never allowed him to shine. They also wanted to kill him. Remember that Osibajo had a very, very slight escape during their campaign in 2019 in an helicopter crash. They wanted to kill him. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So, Emma Benin dance for me. I won't say Yòrùbá, but they are just people that come around and disturb, on the thread. So when some of you expect that something is just going to change, Baba Madekoya Olubumini, my beloved brother, you are really doing a great work, and your reawakening efforts of our intimidation in Jesus' name will yield. Osibajo ti japa. Nobody knows where he is. The road that led to his father's house in Remo doesn't have a good water system, no welfare. Most of the schools, Nibiti village, Osibajo Tiwa, they are not top notch. He could not even invest his time while he was in office for 8 years to beautify where Awolowo is laid to rest. You will cry for somebody like Osibajo that married to Awolowo family. But each time he comes out, he was disguising with Awolowo hat and Awolowo glasses. He's an intelligent man, but the Fulani never gave him the opportunity as he expected. So Osibajo was now brought out to contest against his godfather, Tinubu. And Tinubu was shocked. Or maybe it was Tinubu that said Osibajo will contest. I don't know, because never trust all these criminal politicians. You never know what is written and what they've discussed in the middle of the night. But we saw Osibajo contesting against Tinubu, and Tinubu says, Emilokon. Young, wealthy, thank you so much. Say, my brother, I love your good job. God bless you. God bless you too as well. I am just one out of millions of Yoruba nationalists, proud, saying that there's no amount of your influencer that can save you. A young woman just commits suicide. Please do not do so. I don't know what led to it. She was sleeping with dogs. The video popped up, but I was watching the news yesterday on the social media that she has now died. Mr. Labisamo, everybody know that Nigeria will break up soon. Happy Sunday. We have been deceived for too long. It's a good thing that the social media popped up and we are now able to engage much better than about 24 years ago. What everybody is listening to today was not there for us to communicate easily. But the problem will remain there if we do not exit Nigeria. There is no future. Tinubu will not make us proud. He will try his best. We pray for his good health until he finally goes. Then what next? Are you not worried? Are you not concerned? You want to japa? If you can, please do so. But make sure you know the country you're going, that you might be able to live comfortably. If you go to countries where you think that your visa will allow you to work, you might be joking. But there are some countries that you can enter and you probably say, I want to stay for a little bit, but it's not going to allow you to work. Turkey is one of them. I can tell you that. Tebade Turkey La Roy. You can tell them you want to stay for 6 months, they will extend your visa. But that does not allow you to work in that country. Nigeria has died in 2014, but Nigerians are living in denial. Mr. Ayodeji say, Yòrùbá Koiki, even the Hausas have woken up. Yes, most of them. But majority of the Hausas have been subdued by the Fulani Caliphate. Dashmayor said that is why they are trying their possible best to regulate the social media to their own taste. The zoo has finally come to the end, but it is the Yoruba that is making it to fuel. Our Yoruba, last year fuel Nigeria. Our Yoruba. It might be yummy. I had to deal with something behind the scene. So let me just give you a Bakitoye video to listen to.
That's all. There seems to be some confusion in Yoruba land. I see that maybe perhaps the generality of the people do not feel as passionate about self-determination. And secondly, there is all kinds of positions. Afenifere is talking about restructuring. You are talking about self-determination.
You don't know this. You don't know the nature of the Yoruba society. You don't. Most of the young people, and they are the majority in Yoruba land, want the self-determination of their Yoruba nation. That's the truth of the matter. That's what is keeping the movement going. And they are also doing so in the diaspora. Yoruba young men and women all over the world want their own country, separate from Nigeria. You cannot deny that. No matter how much you want to pander to the government, you cannot deny that. That's the truth.
Anyway.
The important thing, however, and I'm surprised that you are not talking about that, is that the Yoruba people who are fighting for self-determination are telling the world and telling themselves that they will do it only peacefully. We are Yoruba.
Yorubas.
We know our status in the world. We know our status in the black world. We do not want to destroy the peace of Nigeria.
No.
And we do not want to bring difficulty into the lives of any other group in Nigeria. But we want to get out of Nigeria.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, Prof, you were a strong man.
We're
not talking about that.
You are asking me questions. You are asking me questions
about what Onitiri Onitiri did. Can you call it Onitiri?
The support of the majority of
no.
want self-determination. It is not true.
It is not true.
No, Prof. It has a small minority of.
It is Yoruba people that is holding on to Nigeria. Our Yoruba, we are still the one fueling Nigeria. Enough is enough. We pull out. There's nothing international community can do. They don't. America doesn't own Yoruba land. They would have to have a new treaty, a new agreement with the Yoruba government. UK doesn't own Yoruba land. Muki Babami Omobolaji nice. Muki Babami Ola Tuashe Eshegoni. France colony leye awalani. Germany colony. Canada colony, Belgium colony, all the countries around the world, our colony. But at the end of the day, àwọn kini, àwọn Yoruba ni wọ́n ṣì make Nigeria coexist. Àwa Yoruba, àwa la ṣì make coexist. Níjọ́ tá bá ti sọ pé a ṣe Nigeria mọ́, that is the final straw. But when we still have, people like Sanwo-Olu, Sanwo-Oku, point to kill. You know how he does, point to kill. Telling Nigerians and Yoruba people that we are working to save. And yet, he has to put all the money from the pot. They send it to Federal. Then Federal then look at how much Lama from Lagos State. You understand? And that is what is happening across all the states. The engine that is driving Nigeria forward needs to be cut off, according to Feli Peter. A gbọ́dọ̀ cut engine yẹn. Tó bá jẹ́ wọ́n máa ń fún ní engine oil. A gbọ́dọ̀ stop pé kí engine yẹn kó má wọnú engine mọ́, kó lè knock. Tó bá jẹ́ pé petrol ló máa ń rọ sí, tí mọ́tò yẹn ṣì fi ń drive. We must make sure we are fully petrol. And this is what we are doing. Muke Peter Pan, Carol, my brother. Nigeria was designed to lock the greatness of Africa. Benny, Lagos in my power. We send the Lossi Federal. Then we will fund Lagos in chicken change. Oh yeah, go and work with it to rescue not even the Yorubas in Lagos, the 20 million people that have traveled from different places to come and live in Lagos, when we can open up Ondo State in Neomi. Ondo State has water. When we can open up another state, when we can open up more states and make them drive the same economy like Lagos State, the big pressure on the Lagos State, and you expect people that are in Southeast to live in Southeast when they can come and make it in Lagos State. That is the reason why everybody is coming down to Lagos State, because they see Lagos State as the place where money can be made. But if Ondo State has 24 hours electricity, they have the industries, they have a good road network, they have the good healthcare, they have airport, they have good tourism, they have everything under a Yoruba government. Why would I want to live in Lagos State? I don't even have to live in Ogun State. Not everybody that lives in Manchester wants to live in London. Not everybody that lives in Leicester wants to live in London. Not everybody that lives in Wales wants to come and live in England. But today, Yoruba people, Agbera lati Kwara, when there's opportunity in Kwara, but that opportunity has been diminished because nothing is happening in those places. It is dead. Nothing. Shingbai, tell me what is happening in Offa local government. Tell me what is happening in your local government in Kwara State. Give me one thing that is happening there. Ẹ̀sán kankan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú Kwara, the whole local government. Ẹ fún mi ní nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Kogi State. Tell me what they are producing. Apart from Dangote extracting more resources to produce the cement, which we know. Tell me what is happening in Ondo State. Apart from more lodging of Fulani terrorists. Tell me what is happening in Osun State. Davido's uncle's place. Apart from him dancing all over the place in Lagos State, I see Ijolowajo, when he should be trying to make sure that the Yoruba people have a better life. Ijo lonjo kiri. Ijo belukun lanla to gbe káàkiri. Ijo lonjo. Give me what is happening in Oyo State. Ibarapa East, Ibarapa West. All the Ibarapa Mejeje. 33 local government. A city that is bigger across the whole of Africa, Ibadan. Massive. When production should be going on with large industries, they are all running to Lagos State. Apart from hotel businesses where they are doing shino, sleeping with women, drinking, fornication, apart from drugs imported by the Yorubas and the Igbos state, because Ogun State have been destroyed by the Igbos, just as it has been destroyed by the Yoruba with their ritualists. So it's going side by side with people with power bank, holding power bank, 2 power bank. Even Sheyi Tinubu, the son of the president, is holding power bank. We saw Osibajo holding power bank. Have you ever seen the chancellor or the deputy prime minister holding power bank? Because why? Oh, so that when they get to an office, they will not see electricity. What is happening in Ekiti State? Nothing. Local government, give me what is happening there. I'm asking questions. What are we producing there? So are you telling me that Fayemi is not well educated to have developed Ekiti State to where majority of Yoruba people, we want to go and live there with better housing accommodation for different categories, studio flat to 1 bedroom to 2 bedroom to 3 bedroom, to the support from the councils, to support every indigenous Yoruba people start first, and those that want to live with us, so that when you have issues, you go there to your local government and they can take care of you. What is happening today? Nothing. And this is what Yoruba people knows. But they are waiting for one of their influencers and their artists and their actors and their criminals to come and tell them that there is still hope. Hope where? Is it going to be Lagos State, Nicola Fe? Hope. No, we don't want Lagos State. We want every Yoruba land to be interconnected. If I want to go to Croydon from now, all I need to do is look at the time. My wife is about to go out. She's asking me, how do we go from point A to B? And I've just gone to explain to her. báyìí ní kẹgbà bọ́ọ̀sì báyìí lẹ́ máa wọ̀ ibi báyìí lẹ́ ti máa bọ́lẹ̀ ibi báyìí lẹ́ máa rìn sí. Hotel and POS business and Okada riding, kẹ̀kẹ́ márúwá, that is not a life. You are meant to live a better life before you die. Don't go to heaven first. This is the heaven that we enjoy before we go. And those that have died, like those criminals that have left us, family are still enjoying. We don't even know whether they enter heaven or they are in hell, because nobody's gone and come back and tell us that is what it is. It is just something that we were told.
Bye, Dad.
Have a nice day, blessed day. Abẹ́ máa pé kíní kó gbé yín lọ. Ẹ lè pé Uber kó gbé yín lọ. Ẹ̀dẹ́ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀dẹ́ máa wọ kíní padà. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mo yẹ yín nísìn. Mo kí brọ́dà mi Ṣẹ́gun Ọ̀nà. A nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. A lómi. A ní human talent. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé gbogbo ala ní brain? Tó o bá tẹ̀ ní brain, a ní train ẹ̀. Ṣòro pé nígbà tí mo lọ ń fọbọ́ ní kitchen nílùú yìí, wọ́n máa sọ fún mi ni pé abọ́ eléyìí o, ìbí báyìí ló máa dúró sí tó bá fọ̀ tán o. Pọ́ọ̀tì eléyìí tó bá ti fẹ́ fọ̀, kọ́kọ́ sókè pẹ̀lú omi gbóná. Bọ̀ má fọwọ́ fọ̀, machine ló máa fọ̀. Do you know that those big pots à ń fọwọ́ fọ̀? A máa gbé sínú machine. Ó máa fọ̀ tó máa mọ́ tó máa dán yányá. London to Brussels is just 2 hours by train.
Dad.
Yes? My Sunday. Ẹ má bínú èèyàn wa. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí YouTube mo padà bọ̀ kò ní pẹ́. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mo yẹ yín nísìn. A wà ní bíbá yín nísìn. À ń sọ fún wa pé nothing is working. Nigeria is not going to work. It was not designed to work. It was not designed to work. It is a crime scene, and it will remain so until we all go our separate ways. Ẹ má bínú ẹ tẹ́ wà lórí YouTube yẹn. Family come first. Why should, I don't hate Tinubu now. We have never said we hate Tinubu. We're just saying that Tinubu should do the needful and allow Yoruba people to go. Why do you want to hate somebody? I don't agree with Tinubu. We told him he doesn't have to be a Nigerian president. He can be a Yoruba prime minister, president, but only Emi Lokan, Babe Emi Lokan. So Tinubu is there. I pray for his good health, but I'm not expecting anything from Tinubu. Tinubu is a weaker element. I am not expecting anything. We love him. We don't hate him. But he does not love himself because Buhari destroyed Nigeria that Tinubu wants to rescue. How? Go and listen to Fayoshe, the former governor of Ekiti State. He says, and I quote, Buhari took Nigeria backward 50 years, even if Tinubu has 8 years. What happened to the remaining 42 years? Because Tinubu cannot rectify. Yes, we can't fix a country in one go, but Tinubu is just trying to bring back what Buhari destroyed. But knowing fully well that with all his best team, Cardoso, Wale Edun, Ribadu, Agbetokun, and the rest of them, nothing can come out of Nigeria. Oh, somebody's watching us from Russia. How are you? Oríṣiríṣi àwọn èèyàn ló kàn wọlé ẹ má ṣàwọrí àwọn tó bá fẹ́ disturb wà láàrin wọn a máa gbọ̀n wọn dànù. So because wèrè oríṣiríṣi ló wà ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ lè yọ wọ́n kúrò, so ẹni tó bá ti disturb máa mọ bí ṣe máa gbọ̀n wọn jáde. So ìyẹn má worry, I'm dealing with them. So Tinubu ti lọ kẹ́sẹ̀ bọnú ṣọ̀bọ̀lọ̀, but we know everybody has an ambition. So ambition, and he wants to be the president. Fine, you are now the president. Pella says Tinubu is not going to rescue Nigeria. He wants to take his own path. So when people say, do we hate Tinubu? That word hate should not even be coming up. What we should be asking is, ṣé Tinubu nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá? And will he do what will favor Yoruba people while he's in government? Because we saw how, go and read the thread of Bashir Ahmed, the former criminal that works with Buhari, told us all the projects that Buhari invested in the north, in preparedness should Nigeria go back into whether regional or it's going to break up. And if you are still talking about regional government, you are still Nigerians. I don't want to be Nigeria anymore. I don't want to. And don't tell me that countries have not become independent. That for you might not be something you know. But everybody knows that there are countries that have become independent in the last 10 years. At least in the last 20 years. And I can tell you, the last country might not be stable, but they are independent. At some point, they will become stable. East Timor became independent, and many, many countries like that. So what is the difference between Nigeria to be independent? So, Kilo de Tali were independent. And this is something that everybody needs to understand. That word, that South Sudan. So no, we can't be independent. Why, what is your thinking that we cannot be independent? What are you scared of? Oh, we will go and be fighting each other when we are an independent country. Look at Tinubu gave Professor Wole Soyinka a road. Go and see how the Igbos were bashing Soyinka. Now, Otifun, Shina, Achibe, this same road as well, they've kept muted. You can see that we are not one. This is more reason why, on the final note, the Yoruba people should do whatever needs to be done to pull out from the contraction, the evil country that never gave you hope, future, anything you can think of, but they want your life to be locked into the religion and then hope that one day you will meet your God that will say, thank you so much for living inside, for living inside the pain of this country called Nigeria. Abibeko, I don't want you to die before you enjoy life. Your spiritual well-being should be you. And at the end of the day, our freedom has nothing to do with your religion. Your religion is your religion. Nobody argues with it. If you like, be atheist. If you like, worship stick. If you like, go to Jerusalem. If you like, don't go to Jerusalem. Thank you so much, Sam. What you need to understand is that we are not asking Yoruba nation because of your religion. I am asking for Yoruba nation because we want to secure our identity that was stolen by the British during the fraudulent 1914 amalgamation after thousands of years of slave trade. And on that note, I say happy Sunday. Hopefully we will be on again at the appropriate time. But for now, as I leave you to go and do your worship, I will be going downstairs and switch on the church that I follow every Sunday, praise and worship. It is not about religion. It is all about future, OLAKUNLE, and the hope for the Yoruba people. If anybody tells you that there is hope in Nigeria, you will not find it. You will be looking for it. And like the Dr. Favor Online said, it is only in Nigeria that you're working hard, but it's like somebody that is putting water in the basket. Yorara, don't blame yourself. It's not a spiritual attack. It is the country that has not made your life to be as valuable as a citizen of the Federal Republic of the zoological country called Nigeria. Ishawa funlewa forílẹ̀ ibi wá, kágbéga 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 fàlérí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ́ ká máa lépa. Ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Happy Sunday. What God cannot do does not exist. Inshallah, amadílẹ̀ lérí lágbára àwọn bàbá wa onílẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àjọmọdílẹ̀ lérí. Ciao, bye for now.